Hi, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z, and welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button. If you have, thank you for being here. And also push the like button because it helps get the algorithms out there so all crocheters of every level can find this channel. So I was asked a couple of questions on the kernel stitch. So I'm going to go over it. This stitch was for block number 21, is for block number 21. And the question, one of the questions is, do you have to do 26 chains? And the answer is no. You can do multiples of 2 until you get to the desired width you want, especially if you're making something other than a block, or if you're making a full Afghan, a baby blanket, or if you want to make a scarf. So I'm going to show you how this works on just making a scarf, and I'm also going to show you ways to not drop stitches at the end, because it can happen with any pattern that you drop a stitch and then your work seems to take a different look, as far as instead of being squared off, it's lopsided. So I'm going to show you exactly what to do when you want to do, say, a scarf or something else with this kernel stitch. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a slip knot. So let's do our slip knot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do multiples of 2. So I'm going to do 22. And I'm using an eye hook. You can use any hook you want according to the yarn that you're using. So I'm going to chain 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. Once you do your 22 stitches, I want to show you, this is your working chain. These are your chains. They look like V's. And at the very end is your slip knot, not considered a chain. So what you're going to do, and this is for the kernel stitch, is you're going to go into the second, this is your working chain, so 1, 2, second chain from the hook, and you're going to make a single crochet. Now we're going to make our first kernel stitch. So where you made the single crochet, you have to go back in there. So you're going to go in and you're going to pull up a loop. Once you do that, you're going to go into the next stitch. You're going to go in and pull up a loop. You're going to yarn over. You're going to take this and go through all 3 loops. So now that's your first kernel stitch. In the next one that we do, we're going to go right back in where we finished that first kernel stitch. And you're going to do this for every stitch that you make. You're going to start off in the last kernel stitch you made. So you're going to go in here, you're going to pull up a loop. You're going to go into the next chain, pull up a loop. You're going to yarn over. You're going to take this and go all through all 3. We're going to do this right across. We're going to go into the last kernel we made. We're going to pull up that loop. We're going to go into the next one. We're going to pull up the loop. We're going to yarn over. We're going to take this and go through all 3 loops. And we're going to do this right across to the very end of this row. And yes, you can, as long as you do multiples of 2, you can make whatever you want. You don't have to use it for a square. So again, we're going to just continue this right across. So we're going to go into that last one we made, and we're going to go in and pull up that loop. We're going to go into the next chain and pull up that loop, and then we're going to finish it off by doing this, yarning over and going on 2, 3. And we're going to do this until we get to the end. Now you're going to go in here, pull up a loop, go into the next chain, pull up a loop, and you're going to finish off to make your kernel stitch. You're going to go into the last kernel stitch that you just made, and you're going to pull up that loop in there. You're going to go into the next one, pull up a loop, and you're going to finish off that kernel stitch. If you don't go into the one before it to finish this off, it will cause a problem. You'll be off. You have to always make sure you go into this to start your next one. So you're going to go in, pull up that loop, go into the next one, pull up that loop, and then you make your kernel stitch by finishing this off. This is a really pretty stitch, and once you get the hang of it, you'll be fine. And stay with me because I want to show you where you can drop a stitch, and it's very important to see it because it can happen. It happens to all of us, and also sometimes it's easy to miss it. So I don't want you to get discouraged. I don't want you to get stressed out about it. That's not what this is about. So now you got one chain left. You're still going to go in here. You're going to pull up that loop. You're going to go into this one. You're going to pull up that loop. And you're going to finish that off. And that's going to be your last kernel stitch. Now you're going to we're going to do it again. We're going to chain 1. You're going to turn your work around. In this first stitch, you're going to make a single crochet. Once you make that single crochet, you're going to go back in there and you're going to pull up a loop, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and you're going to yarn over and pull through 3. And you're going to be going into these stitches right across. So you're going to go in, pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. Again, you got to go where you ended your kernel stitch from before, then go into the next one, pull up that loop, yarn over, pull through. And you're going into your single crochets from below. So now you're going to go in here, pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. Go in, pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. Again, you're going to go where you made the kernel stitch from before, and you're going to pull up that loop there. You're going to go to the next one, you're going to pull up that loop there, and then you're going to go through and make your next kernel. And you'll do this straight across. But I do want to show you what happens when you get to the end. And it's the end that many times we all, and I'm including myself in this, we all miss a stitch. You're tired, you're going fast, it happens. Or you just missed it. You just missed it. It doesn't look like a stitch. It's like sometimes it doesn't because of the certain stitches. Some at the end don't stick out. So never get discouraged. Again, we're going to go in here where we made our kernel. Going to go in there. You're always going to have 3 on your hook. That's when you finish off your kernel, by getting this and going through. Then you're going to go into this one, pull up a loop. This one, pull up a loop, finish off. And this will curl a little bit, just to let you know. Sometimes you might have to block whatever you're making. And sometimes you won't, because what it will do is it will flatten out as you go along. Now again, in here, pull up. In the next one, pull up. Now you're going to see what I mean when I say you're going to get to the end. Pull up, go into the next one, pull up. Now at the very end there, that doesn't look like a stitch, but it is. You're going to go in there. So you're going to go in here first, like you always do, pull up. You have 2. You're going to go into this last stitch that doesn't look like a stitch, but you've got to go in there. And you're going to pull up that loop. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And there is, let me show you this again. Chain 1, turn your work. And see how it's even? Because you've got that last stitch in the end that looks like nothing. So you chained 1. You're going to go in here and do a single crochet. Because in that last one, you did a single crochet and you did a pull-up, a loop. Because you made that single crochet and you pulled up that loop, you're going to go into the next one, pull up that loop, and then finish off the stitch. And you're going to do this right across, but I'm going to show you till the end of this row. I want to show you one more time. And sometimes really certain yarns you can see better than others as well. When I'm doing this, I try to use different color yarns because of a variety. I want to give you a variety of color splashes when I do these. But sometimes certain yarns are just better than others when it comes to showing what is on the screen. I try to be visual with these tutorials because I want you to be able to see what's going on. I go slow so you can follow along. Now again, you're going to go into that last one that you made, and I'm going to show you again when we get to the end what I mean by you can lose a stitch. So don't beat yourself up saying, oh, what am I doing wrong? It's an error that we all make because, and like I said, depending on the stitch, sometimes certain stitches are easier at the end to be able to visualize. So again, there is another stitch here. So you're going to go in, pull up a loop, go in this last one, because that's where you have the single crochet and the loop that you pulled up. So you're going to go in, pull up that loop, yarn over, pull through 3. See how the ends are? See how the ends are? So I just want to show you that, because like I said, I had a couple of questions on this particular stitch, and I wanted to do another tutorial on it, just by doing, instead of doing 26 chains for the block, we did 22, which was part of the question, do you have to do 26 chains? No, you do not have to. You can do multiples of 2. So this is Maria from Crochet A to Z. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of the Kernel Stitch Part 2. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great evening. And don't forget, anytime you want to ask a question, feel free. I love answering your questions. No question is too much to ask. Absolutely not. Feel free. Reach out anytime. And if I can do a tutorial on that question, I will definitely do it. Or if you just want to say to me, shoot me a message and say, can you do a tutorial on just that spot? And I will definitely do it for you. Again, Maria from Crochet A to Z. Have a great night. Thank you. Love you all. Bye-bye.